Have you ever wondered how a great nation can fall? Well, sometimes it's not a foreign army at the gates, it's a fight in the throne room. Today, we're diving into a story of how a bitter family feud didn't just tear a royal house apart, it brought an entire kingdom to its knees.
Yeah, this is the heart of it all. We're zeroing in on just a few short years, from 67 to 63 BC. This is a story about how a nasty fight between two royal brothers ended their nation's independence, and it's a powerful lesson in ambition, betrayal, and just catastrophic miscalculation.
But here's the thing, to really get how fast this all fell apart, you have to see what it was like right before the storm. Before all the chaos, there was actually a time of calm. So let's go back to the early 1st century BC, to the Hasmonean kingdom of Judea.
And the person holding it all together? She was incredible. Queen Salome Alexandra. I mean, think about it. She was one of only 2 women to ever rule Judea, and her 9-year reign was, by all accounts, a golden age. She was smart, she brought the powerful Pharisees back into the fold, kept the army strong, and managed to secure the kingdom's borders without getting dragged into any major wars. It was a time of real peace and prosperity.
But, and this is the key, this whole beautiful, stable kingdom, it was held together by a single thread. Her. Her leadership, her political skill, her ability to balance all the competing factions. The entire piece rested on her shoulders alone. So yeah, you can see the writing on the wall, can't you? As the queen got older and her health started to fail, the real question wasn't if things would explode, it was just a matter of when.
And right at the heart of that ticking time bomb were her 2 sons. These guys were night and day, total opposites, and each one was the leader of a powerful group that wanted complete control of the kingdom.
I mean, just look at this breakdown. It tells you everything you need to know about the divisions in the kingdom. On one side, you've got Hyrcanus II, the elder son, the rightful heir. He was, well, gentle, passive. He had the backing of the religious Pharisees and was pretty popular with the people. And then you've got his younger brother, Aristobulus II, a total warrior, charismatic, bold, and he had the wealthy elites and the entire army in his corner. Their personalities were about to drag the whole country into war.
And then it happened. The queen dies in 67 BC, and that thread holding everything together, it just snaps. Aristobulus saw his chance to grab power, and he didn't waste a single second.
And look at this timeline. It's just staggering how fast it all went downhill. The queen dies, and boom, Aristobulus launches a coup. And Hyrcanus, the actual legal heir, he just folds. He gives up the throne. For a second, it looks like it's all over. But oh no, it was just getting started.
Just when you think it's settled, a new player steps onto the board. And folks, this guy is a master manipulator. Antipater the Idumean. He sees this weak, passive Hyrcanus and thinks, aha, opportunity. He gets in Hyrcanus' ear, convincing him his brother's going to kill him and that he has to fight for the throne that is rightfully his. This is the moment everything changes.
And so thanks to Antipater's pushing, Hyrcanus gets an ally. And not just any ally. A neighboring king who agrees to invade Judea with an army of, wait for it, 50,000 soldiers. Just like that, what started as a family argument has now exploded into a massive, bloody civil war.
Now, when a civil war breaks out like this, you know who starts paying attention? The new 800-pound gorilla in the neighborhood, Rome. And as luck would have it, the legendary Roman general Pompey the Great was campaigning right next door.
And this right here is the moment they sealed their own fate. Both brothers, in a move that you can only describe as a total disaster, looked at this ambitious, expanding empire and asked it to come settle their family squabble. It was like handing a wolf the keys to the henhouse. So Pompey summons them both, and Hyrcanus, he comes in, hat in hand, he's meek, he's cooperative, basically telling Pompey, whatever you say goes, we'll be your loyal subjects. He was trying to position himself as the perfect obedient puppet.
Aristobulus? Oh, he does the exact opposite. He struts in there full of swagger, all arrogant and defiant. And you just don't do that with a Roman general like Pompey. To Pompey, this wasn't strength, it was a challenge to Rome's authority. It was a huge miscalculation. But get this, it gets even worse. A third group shows up. This one represents the regular people. And they tell Pompey, you know what? We're sick of both of them. Just get rid of the whole monarchy. Can you imagine? It just shows you how completely broken the country was from the inside.
So that defiance from Aristobulus,
That was the final straw. He storms back to Jerusalem, and when his supporters lock the city gates, Pompey no longer sees this as some local dispute. He sees it as rebellion.
And that was that. Refusing to surrender to a Roman command was basically a declaration of war. So in 63 BC, Pompey marched his legions to Jerusalem, the very capital that had invited him in to help, and he laid siege to it.
For 3 brutal months, 3 months, the Roman army surrounded and battered the city, all because its leaders couldn't stop fighting each other and had invited a foreign power to solve their problems.
And the end, it was just horrific. The Romans smashed their way into the most sacred place in all of Judaism, the Temple Mount, and as they poured in, they were cutting down priests who were in the middle of performing their holy rituals right there at the altar. It was an unimaginable violation, and the dream of an independent kingdom died with them.
So what was the final score? Well, it was a total loss. Hasmonean independence? Gone. Poof! Judea is now just another client state of Rome. Hyrcanus gets a title, high priest, but has 0 real power. And Aristobulus? He gets paraded through the streets of Rome in chains. All their fighting just paved the way for someone else, Antipater and his son, the future Herod the Great, to take over.
It's just a stunning tragedy when you think about it. This proud kingdom wasn't conquered by some overwhelming foreign force. It rotted from the inside out, destroyed by the egos and ambition of its own leaders. They handed their freedom away.
And that's the question this whole story leaves us with, isn't it? It's a question that echoes through history. It makes you think, what are the biggest threats we face today? Are they really the ones from the outside, or are they the cracks and divisions we allow to grow right here, from within?